It's your boy Run Che. Man, people didn't understand what I was going through, man. I built it with all the anger, shout in. You know what I'm saying? They trying to get my paper up, real talk, man. You know. But you know how it is, y'all. This my ambition, man. Let me tell y'all my story, man. This all real talk. Chill. What's going on, man? You already know. Truth from a King's Heart. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's your boy Ron J. So look, y'all already know, man. You know I'm gonna kick it all true. Definitely speak from my heart on different topics and things like that in that nature, man. So, man, what I want to talk about today, and you know, just express this right here, man. I know y'all wondering why I said that as far as the title. You know, what about the raised? What about the raised? So I'm gonna go ahead and jump into this thing of what I mean by that. So I seen a lot, you know, like online, a lot of people, man, conversate about, you know, people about being a native or being born in one place, and versus the people that just come into a place out of town or whatever the case may be there for a couple of years, and they talk about, you know, the natives look at it from a standpoint like, if you ain't been, you know, if you weren't born here or whatever the case is in a particular city, town, state, or whatever it is, if you ain't got it on your birth certificate, you ain't from here. You know what I'm saying? And you got some people, man, they come to a new place and they get, you know, they get acclimated with that town or whatever, and they feel like, yo, we from here. You know what I'm saying? But I know a lot of times what get left out or get hanged in the middle and don't get enough understanding is the people that they may not been born in that particular city, state, or town, you know what I'm saying, but they've been raised there pretty much all their life. You know what I mean? Raised all their life. And a lot of, you know, it's kind of like the middle ground, like, you know, what about us? You know what I'm saying? Or what about them? Or whatever the case is. Like, you know, what about the raised? What about the people that's raised in this town, raised in this state? You know what I'm saying? Been in their whole life. So I'm going to give it a backdrop about me. And like I say, keeping it 100. A lot of people don't know this because I don't share it, you know what I'm saying? But I'm sharing it on this page. You feel what I'm saying? I'm sharing it with you so you can understand your brother and where I'm coming from. So check this out. My story was, I'm a military baby. A lot of people don't know that, but you know now. I'm a military baby. I'm proud of that. My mom and my dad met in the military. Met in the military, you know what I'm saying, and had us in the military, me and my baby sister. My dad got out in 89. I was born in 88, March 31st, 1988. I was born on Fort Carson Military Base in Colorado. That's where I was born at, you know what I'm saying. My mama had us, but check this out. I've been raised all my life pretty much since I was a child, and I'm still here, and I'm raising my family in Atlanta, Georgia. You see what I'm saying? And so, like, with me being a military baby, you know, early parts of my life, we traveled and stayed other places, and I really don't remember. I don't know nothing about where I was born. I don't know nothing about a lot of places, man, that we may have stayed because of the military. All I know, shouted, is Atlanta, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? All I know is Atlanta, Georgia. Been raised here all my life. You know what I mean? And I'm from here, you know what I'm saying? And I got roots here, my grandfather, you know what I mean? And stuff like that. So that don't matter. You know what I mean? I'm just saying for me, like my situation, may not have been born, you feel me? Birth certificate don't say Grady. I'm not a Grady baby. You know what I mean? But I'm from here. I've been raised here. Went, you know, elementary, middle school, high school, you know what I mean, college. Still here, raising my kids the same way, my wife. So, you know, my situation, it's like, I don't care what nobody say. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the real city of Atlanta, and even the outskirts of Atlanta all my life. Westend, Rex Road, and then Riverdale Road, Dogwood Lane for 10 to 12 years. You know what I'm saying? On the old Atlanta, you know what I mean? The old Atlanta, when we still had Freaknik, when we still had our projects up, you know what I mean, when the real Atlanta, when it was high, you know what I'm saying, what it was live, all that type of stuff. Like, I came from that Atlanta, I came up in that Atlanta, you know what I'm saying. So, you know, shout out to Fort Carson, shout out to Colorado. I don't know nothing about it, you know what I'm saying. I can't tell you a street, I can't tell you a school, can't tell you anything, you know what I'm saying. But shout out to them, you know what I mean. But for me, in my situation, and then plus I'm a military baby, don't stay, you know, but you understand what I'm saying. So the reason I came up on this situation, because, you know, being online and seeing other people that have been in this city, that's doing great things, that have contributed to this city, that have been raised, that have, you know what I'm saying, been raised, might not been born. I hear a lot of times of people in their comments, or people that may be natives. Shout out to my Grady baby. Shout out to everybody that's from the city. I love you. You know what I'm saying? I love you. But don't be talking about people that been raised in this city all their life. They ain't from here. Like, be quiet. Real talk, man. Don't talk about people that don't been raised in this city. I'm not talking about folk that don't came down here in they later years, and they already been established and raised in other cities where they were born and raised at, and they just came down here. You know what I mean? You know, then they can call it home, but they ain't from here. You know what I'm saying? You can call it home. You know, this is your home, and this is what you love, and you have adapted to it, to the city. Then I don't got no problem with you calling it home. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. You feel me? But I'm talking about being from here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I can't go back nowhere else and call it home. Like, this is where I'm from, whether I'm born or whatever it is. And a lot of people, a lot of my peers and people, you know, they don't know that, or people come across me, they talk to me and stuff like that. Of course, you say, shout out, where you from? I'm like, bro, I'm from Atlanta, period. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be South West Atlanta, Clay County, all the stuff tie in for me, period. Like, this is where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? If you ask me where you born at, then I'm going to tell you the God honest truth. But a lot of people don't ask that, so they don't get that answer. You know what I'm saying? But they ask me, I'm going to say, bro, I was born here, but this is my situation. You know what I mean? Automatically, this is where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? You know, we rooted and booted. You know what I mean? So it's just a topic. You say, why does it matter? You know, Pastor Ron J, Minister Ronnie, why does this topic matter to you? Because I be tired of people with their comments and their mindset of like, oh, you know, I see like, okay, celebrity. I'm gonna get to my point. I be seeing like celebrities, or people that, you know, that have contributed to this city, to this state overall, man. And I see how people go in on their comments and how people always talk about them, you know. And I be seeing it. I'm like, and these folk that don't been here, man, since they've been children, you know what I'm saying? Like, been raised in the city for over 20 years, 30 years, from the time they were young, you know what I'm saying? Just like my same situation. And I see people, man, going in on them like, oh, you ain't, you know, he ain't even from this city. He ain't even from there. Like, it's a difference. You can't say, you know, a person may be native, you know what I mean? Native, but okay, good example. Thank you, Lord. Let me bring it close. Let me bring it close. For y'all people that want to know, check out my bro Kanye West. Kanye West, and shout out to him, man. What's going on, brother? Kanye West he's originally born, or he's originally native to Atlanta, Georgia. He's a native, you know what I'm saying, or you want to say born. But the man will tell you straight up to your face, I'm from Chicago. How is that? Why? Because that man left at an early age, and he was raised all the way from his childhood to his adulthood in Chicago. So you can say, okay, well, yeah, he's born, he has his roots as far as by birth in Atlanta. But that man can't tell you nothing about about raising. He can tell you all about the shot. He can take you to his hood and where he from in the shot and say, this is where I'm from. This is, you know what I'm saying, this is where I'm from. People will argue with that junk back and forth. Man, be quiet. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? For real. You know, I look at that. You know what I mean? I look at a lot of other people, whether it be other city, other states, whatever it is. So the importance of it, what I'm trying to say, is just telling folks, you know, what about the raise, man? What about the raise? Y'all, you can, you know, people that just come down here at a later time in their life or whatever, they can say this is home to them. This is my home. You know what I mean? But when it come down to where you from, you have to consider the people that's born and raised, and you have to consider the people that been raised in this city or any other city, in any other town. That you got to consider them. They are collectively together. You know what I mean? They are collectively together. People that's been born and raised, that's still in the city, or in that state of town, and the people that may have not been born, but they've been raised. Can you imagine? Check this out, y'all. Check this out. And I'm going to let it go, and I'm going to give y'all something to bring it close. Okay, so you got one baby that was born and raised, Grady baby. Shout out to my Grady babies, right? So he's 6 months, right? And another lady well, his parents, you know what I'm saying, they still in the city, and another person had a baby in, I'm gonna say, Chicago. You know what I mean? And they moved down here when the baby was 6 months. Check this out. So they both the kids 6 months, and they've been raised up in the city all their life. From the 6 months, I don't care, or whatever, you know, all the way up into your early childhood. They've been raised up, you know what I'm saying, all their life. What's the difference? Ain't no big difference, man. No folk, man, they from a toddler all the way up to their adulthood, they've been raised up in the city, this town, the state, or whatever it is. You mean to tell me that baby that was born in Chicago and he came out here 6 months, or if a person that came in their early childhood from ranging up from 0 to 8 years old and from this city, are you crazy? Man, real talk. And I'm gonna bring it even close. Look at Jesus Christ. For all those people that's so deep and say, get to your point, Jesus Christ was born in Bethlehem. But he left immediately, and we know him as Jesus Christ of Nazareth. So it don't matter. We know him as Jesus Christ of Nazareth. You can't pray of Jesus Christ. You can't pray in Jesus Christ of Bethlehem. No, we just identified that was his birthplace and the significance of it. But Jesus from Nazareth, y'all. What good thing could come out of Nazareth? Jesus came out of Nazareth. He from Nazareth. Just like your boy Ron J from Atlanta, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? Born in Fort Carson, Colorado. Shout out to them. But that's not where I'm from. I don't know nothing about it. And they go for anybody else in the same situation, or even, you know, whatever the case may be. But I just wanted to share this from my heart. You know, from a king's heart. True from a king's heart. Your boy Ron J. Shoutout. What about the raise? You think about it. Talk to me.
Yeah. It's your boy Ron J. Man, people didn't understand what